First of all, thanks very much for coming out. I know that all of you probably have other places you could be on a Wednesday night, but I really do appreciate the fact that you're taking time out of your schedules to come out tonight, to hear what we have to say, and to, more importantly, to let us know what you have to say. So just by way of a little bit of background, as many of you will likely know, the last municipal election that we just went through was this past October. And in the town of Shelburne, that election resulted in quite a significant change when it comes to the composition of council. So our new council sees 4 brand new council members. 3 of us returned from the last term. So with that turnover, and as part of the transition process, I had a discussion with senior staff, and we determined that, more than ever, it would be absolutely critical for this new group to hit the ground running and to sit down and develop a real comprehensive plan that would focus our energies over the course of the next 4 years. So with that in mind, we started the process late January, I think it was, and through a couple of fairly intensive days, your new council worked with the help of an outside facilitator to develop mission and vision statements, which will guide our direction over the course of the next 4 years, as well as 3 fairly high-level strategic initiatives. And then within each of those three goals, we've highlighted a number of more specific sort of policy approaches that we're going to look at. So in terms of our vision, what we determined to sort of be our overarching guiding vision for the next 4 years was to create a community that is engaged, connected, and innovative. Following on the heels of that, our mission, or how we're going to get there, is to build a strong, vibrant community, honor our heritage, and celebrate our diversity. We then move into what sort of values we as a council embrace, and we came up with 5 core values. So innovative, respect, integrity, engaged, and community. So from there, we then moved into the 3 overarching strategic priorities. So our first strategic goal is to build a sustainable community. And again, as we go through the process tonight, we'll flesh out some of the details, but to be a sustainable community was goal number 1. Number 2, we want to be an engaged community. Okay? And number 3, we want to build a livable community. So the purpose of tonight's gathering is to go through and sort of drill down on each of these 3 high-level strategic initiatives and start to think about what that means in terms of actual policy advancements. So as I said, council, amongst us as a group, have developed a number of policies that we plan to pursue to hopefully achieve these goals. And then to go one layer even deeper, what we're going to be asking you folks to help us come up with are sort of key KPIs or key performance indicators. So how will we know on an annual basis that we're actually heading in the right direction and we're moving towards the goals that we've set out? And staff and council will be moving around the group tonight in the different groups to sort of help the groups focus on things, but really what it is, we want to hear from you. We want to know what it is that you think are the most important priorities under each of these 3 strategies that will help us advance the community over the course of the next 4 years. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our CEO, Denise Morrison, and she can provide a little bit more detail in terms of actually how the mechanics of the CVP program are going to work.
Thanks, Matt. So this is going to be a very highly participatory evening, so thanks for being here. First of all, I know Wade's done it, but just to make sure that everybody does know who your elected members are, could you, councilors over, please stand. Not that you don't know who everybody is, but this is your council under. The new council. Okay, and so in terms of the I know I did push the snacks, so if you haven't had a snack, please get a snack. Okay, so this is the process that we're going to go through. We really want to hear your input to guide council in terms of where they go next in this process. So the first one is really easy. So you all have a yellow sticky and a pen. What we'd like you to do is based on what we just presented in terms of council's vision, mission, and values, we want you to go up to each one and it's either I like it or I don't like it. And that's all you need to do. So it's one vote or the other. And that will just give us an idea of how you feel about this in the context of your community. So that's your first goal. Before we start, because this has been based on a really important foundation of diversity, cultural celebration, heritage, we'd like to know the following. Raise your hand if you've lived in Shelburne for over 20 years. Raise your hand if you've lived in Shelburne from 10 to 20 years. If you're under 5 years. Okay, thanks for sharing that. That's a great participation rate. Okay, so that's your first job. So once you've done that, what we're going to do at each table is you're going to do the same thing. We're going to walk through each of the project areas. So we're going to start with sustainable. You might notice that the acronym for this is SELF. Thought that was great. So we're going to ask you on each, you can discuss it amongst your table, but your yellow sticky will tell us what you think in each of these functional areas you would like this town to do. So for example, under protect and conserve the environment, if you have an idea, which is a target or something that we should be doing, you put it on your yellow sticky and you post it. Ideally, we'd like you to post 1 to 2 ideas maximum because that's probably good, because if everybody posts 2 ideas, we have a lot. And that's sort of the goal tonight. So we're going to start you with the SEL, the SELs, and then we're going to move on to engage, and then last, livable. So we're probably going to give you 6 to 7 minutes per area, so you really got to work fast. So no pressure. Okay, so first target is vote.